You know, historically, financial planners, you're right, you know, as the guys on the videos this morning said brilliantly, you know, blue suits, golf, you know, that kind of thing. That's how we've been seen. Or murderers, if you watch Coronation Street, they're always a murderer. Yeah. You know, it's about trying to change that public perception, and we can only do that by putting out good stories. You know, what do we do brilliantly? What do we do really well? Getting more case studies in the press. At the PFS, we're trying to position ourselves that if the media want case studies, then they come to us and we can find them for them. So trying to really shout about all the good work that our members are doing. We also recognise that it's hard for employers to take on new staff as well, and you know, we realise that it's all very well as going out there and throwing £1 million at this and creating a pipeline of talent, but if the employers aren't in a position where they can take them on, then we've got a real problem. So thinking about how we can create frameworks which will allow people to do work experience, to do apprenticeships, to do internships, to actually take on new starters and get them through to CAS. So making it a lot easier for employers to actually bite the bullet and you know, assist with the new pipeline coming through.
Sure. I think they banned murdering in about RDR time, wasn't it? As you say, the profession's moved on there. Joe, I know you've got some views on kind of how, the process of extending that into kind of authorisations once you've got the new talent, how the regulator can help with
competent advisor status.
Competent advisor status, which will seamlessly move us into our regulatory section as well.
Yes, well, there you go. It's one of the things that I find really difficult about the industry is the fact that we talk a really good talk of look at how amazing it is and what we do and all of that kind of stuff, but actually before you're allowed to go in and sit in front of a client and do the stuff that you want to, you need to jump through all of these various different, understandably difficult hoops, exams, qualifications, all of that kind of stuff. But the sticking point a lot of the time is competent advisor status. And I spent 2.5 years going through that process because a lot of the time you get employers that will kind of dangle the carrot and go, we want you to be an advisor, but you're not quite doing it the way we want you to, or maybe we're not quite kind of, it's not mandated effectively. But then also you might have competent advisor status with one employer, but then the other, you move somewhere else and they go, well, it's not written down. We don't necessarily think you're experienced enough or whatever. And with permission, I know a fantastic advisor who, on his DA application, one of the reasons they turned him down was because they said, well, we don't have proof that you've got CAS. He'd been a registered advisor on the FCA register for 5 years at a previous firm, but they said, well, you've not got any evidence of it. There's no certificate saying you've got CAS. And you sit there and you go, well, hang on, if you've got an experienced advisor that's wanting to do that, imagine how it's going to be for new guys coming in. So there's not just the whole you need to get your qualifications and stuff that's very clearly, here's a pathway, get your ROs or get your LIBF or whatever it might be. But once you get to that point, it's kind of almost like a kind of tumbleweed moment of like, well, you need CAS, but no one's willing to give it to you. Yeah.
Matt, I can see you nodding furiously there.
Just similar stories. I think it's really tough. As employers, we can be a bit quick to be a bit critical about the lack of pipeline of people coming through. But I do a lot of mentoring work actually through CII, PFS, and there's a lot of really good candidates that have done all the hard work themselves, and it's that little gap between having done your exams and getting out there as an advisor. We perhaps haven't got the roots in that we did have several years ago, perhaps when Noel and I were driving our Astras around. And that is a lack, and that means the rest of us got to step up and fill the gap.